Okay, so the all-important bag weigh-in exercise, and 7.4 kilos. So that's how much my bag is going to weigh for this hike. Not too bad, but we'll see how I get on. I'm in Cocking again, so I'm walking from Cocking to Amberley, but with a difference today because I've got my backpack and I've got my tent and I've got my camping gear. So this will be my first through camp. Been walking uphill a little bit, then along sort of the ridge. I've got woodland on both sides of me now. Down Reserves archaeology, basically the Bronze Age barrows belong to the period 2200 to 1100 BC. Goodness, so that means they used to bury bodies in this area. So there must be lots and lots of Bronze Age people buried in these woods. Anyway, that wouldn't put me off camping here. How about you? One of the barrows there, and another one to the right hand side. Prehistoric burial mound. It's amazing the history, isn't it, in the English countryside. They're very, very old, 3,000 years old and more. The sun's sort of still fairly high in the sky, as you can see from my shadow. So I've still got plenty of time, nice and relaxed. The great thing about this is that I really got no pressure whatsoever, because I haven't got to get to anywhere in particular, but I just want to do a few miles. Maybe I'm aiming to do at least 6 miles tonight. At least 6 miles. After that, it really depends how I feel. So the great thing about this is that it's very liberating when you've got your things with you. I'm not tied to any bus timetable or anything. So within reason, if it's still light, I just keep walking. If I want to, I can stop to have food whenever I want to. And you can see it's quite a rocky sort of path, so you do need walking boots if you do this route. But look at this up here. I've got a sweeping view of corn, but then I've got a big open space over there. That's looking back to where I've come from, really, over the last few days of the walk. Walking through the cornfield, it always amazes me how this corn grows on this really rocky soil. But it does, look at it, from so much of it. Not bad. I mean, I've done 5 miles from where I started Cocking, and now it says River Arun 6 miles. So up and over the hill, here we go. As you can see, the sun is still in the sky, but probably another 2 hours. Well, hour and a half, I think, safely, because if it goes cloudy, the light will soon go. So an hour and a half, and I must be camped by then. I haven't stopped for food. I know it's almost like it does make sense to stop and have food earlier, but then at the same time you lose the time, and then it may become more of a panic to find somewhere to pitch the tent. Hello. So this is Big Nord Top, part of the National Trust. There is a car park here, and there's a campsite, and there's a few sort of camping vans, but it's quite noisy, and I don't know. You can hear them. I don't really want to be camped next to that all night, do I? So defeats the object. I think from coming wild camping, then wild camping means camping where there's nobody. You can see there, it's a lovely view, but I think for me, onward and upward. There you go, you can see the shadow. See my shadow in the corn. So it's still daylight, still time to find somewhere. And there's a field here. It's not far from the actual, this would be a good place, wouldn't it? I wouldn't hesitate if it was out the wind, but the wind's going right through here, so as you can tell. And if the wind gets up in the night, and keep on going, maybe down off the top of the summit, and then maybe the wind may die down. I'm not losing daylight, but I'm losing the sun, so I maybe won't see the sunset from up here, but never mind, I've seen it already. The wind is actually a southerly wind coming from the south going north, so I think as I go down this hill and get down here, maybe into the woods, I'll find somewhere. I think I found my space. I think this is the best I'm going to do. It's out of the wind. I don't want to go any further. I mean, it's getting dark now. It becomes a bit of a panic, doesn't it? Also, it's not bad. It's like there's not that many nettles here. I can get, you know, once I get the ground sheet down, it's fine. So I'm going to put a tent up now, and I'm going to make something to eat. But it's totally quiet here. No other campers, no traffic noise, absolute peace. The odd pheasant, wood pigeons. This is the quietest place I've been, and very, very light breeze here because I'm sheltered, so all in all, a really good spot. There'll be lots of creepy crawlers, but I'm not worried. I've got the inner tent, thankfully. You can see those creepy crawlers already. I've got the inner tent in there. I should be fine. I've got this new stove, which is, it's like a Trangia stove, but it's a cheaper version, and it's a Lixada, and it's just the burner with this ring around it. So you can see the burner and the ring around it, so it's very lightweight. So I'm just going to use that, and I'm just trying this Wayfarer chicken tikka and rice. So it's just heating it up, and that's all I'm going to do. I'm not cooking out here. This is like a thru camp, so it's a different type of experience. You just hike until until the end of the day, until it goes dark basically. Then you make your food and go to bed, and you're off the next day. So I'm going to try this. The good thing about doing this at night is that you can see the flame. So, and also you can see that I've made this wind guard just to help keep the wind away, which is seems to be working fine at the moment. All it is cardboard with some foil around it, so it won't catch fire. It's boiling, so I'm going to eat this now before I'm not going to delay any longer. It's always good to put the kettle on when you go camping and have a cup of tea before you go to bed, obviously decaffeinated. I'll just watch what's left of the sunset as I eat this meal. It's quite nice, the chicken tikka. It's not that substantial, so you probably need 2 of them, but it's just nice to have something warm and health, and sort of after a long walk. And then the moon has come out. It's perfectly quiet, so I enjoy my meal. This is what wild camping is all about. No noise, no neighbours, just peace and quiet. Lovely. Better put the tea bag in first. Tea bag. A nice cup of tea before bed, I think. It's nice to finish with a hot drink, isn't it? Well, I just let the gas burner just burn out. It provides a nice lot of heat actually, and this little burner was what, £15, so it's quite a light option for through camping, because rather than bring in the Trangia, which is a little bit heavier, this is, you know, I know 400 grams or something. You can get lighter, but anyway, that's plenty for here. That's fine. So as I drink my tea and get prepared for the night, the light is fading and the moon is in the sky. Well, 10:15 already, can you believe it? So time just flies by wild camping. I don't know why, the time just goes. So 10:15, past my bedtime. I'm all in my sleeping bag, ready for bed, and looking forward to a good night's sleep. I will see you in the morning. Good night. I think you can just about see that's a sunrise. I've got up early here, 3:45, packed away. The reason being is that it's getting pretty windy now, and on the other side, you won't be able to see it, but it really looks like storm clouds coming in, the rain's coming in. About 4 wild deer. Here they are there. You can see him, see his ears there against they're running away now. They're running away, see? Running away, running through the cornfields. See those deer? And last night, I'm pretty sure they came very close to my tent. I really didn't know what was going on. I was getting a little bit worried actually, but I could hear them, and then suddenly they bolted off. I'm not sure if they were on the path or if they were closer to a tent. But anyway, it was deer. That was about midnight, I think it was. It is so nice to be up early though. It's the best time of the day, as I always say. It's beautiful. The birds coming to life again. So, going to Amberley. I don't think it's a million miles away. And there's a train station in Amberley, which is quite handy because that can take me back to where I started. So I've checked the map and it is the River Arun, and that village over there is Amberley. So now I can feel the first few light spots of rain, so I think I was right. Now you can literally see the rain coming over the hill catching me up. So I'm literally walking away from the rain, and you can see it's coming. Only a few spots where I am, but it's coming pretty quick now. And I've got my umbrella up. You can hear the rain's coming down. So I really want to get to the station quite quickly now, so that I don't get soaked. Okay, this is it, the bridge crossing the River Arun. It goes to Arundel. I made it to Amberley station, and I've got this quite handy shelter. As you can see, it is 5:14, so I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. It's really wild rain, and I have caught a bit of it. As you can see, my shorts are pretty much soaked through. My jacket, the umbrella. I'm so glad I brought the umbrella because that definitely helped, and the hat as well. The first train is 6:41, and that train actually does go to Chichester there. So that's not, well, an hour and 10 minutes. Not too bad, is it? The bad news, unfortunately, is the matches were in my pocket, because when I cleared the campsite I found them on the floor. So I put them in my pocket quickly as I left, and now they are damp. So unless they dry out, I'm not going to be able to light my stove and make my lovely coffee. But more good news is, at least I've got these to eat. I got the train and got the bus from Chichester, so I got back to the car to where I started. I've done the section I wanted to do. The weather's not so good today, so I'm glad I did the walk last night. I learnt a lot on this trip. I really enjoyed it. It was quite challenging at times. Another great adventure, so thanks again for watching, and the next time I'll be walking from Amberley onwards. So thanks again, and I'll see you next time.